The name of my lesson is Morphemes in Our World. It is designed for grades 3 to 5. It's a recurring lesson plan, and each session would take about 30 minutes or so. I chose this type of lesson because I work with many English language learners in my school. As a special education teacher, I also work with students who struggle with their phonemic awareness. This lesson was designed to help students determine the meaning of words that they don't know by using prefixes and suffixes and putting words together to help them learn new words. As stated before, in my school with a high ELL and special education population, I feel that vocabulary is an important part in helping students learn how to read. During the lesson, students will look at various morphemes and their meanings from a handout that will be given to them called the Morpheme Matchup Guide. We will also talk about base words and how that they can stand alone or they can be combined with another word or a prefix or a suffix and create a new word. Students will work in pairs to create morphemes on index cards. They will use the worksheet provided for them and they will glue them to index cards. They will also use base words. During the activity, students will work in pairs and they will match from their index cards and create new words. And they will be able to tell the meaning of the word. Another activity, as a wrap-up, students will be given a card with a word or a prefix or a suffix on it, and they must circulate throughout the room to try to find another student with a match so that they can create a new word together. The resources that will be used in this lesson will be a prefix-suffix list and their meanings, the vocabulary tree worksheet, the morpheme matchup worksheets, and various other worksheets. Working with words and constructing and deconstructing words using prefixes and suffixes and morphemes is a great way to help students understand the meaning of words and to help them be able to use them in their academic as well as everyday lives. It can also draw on past experiences and background knowledge, which is very helpful in reading instruction. The common core standards that will be used in this lesson are L49, identifying the meaning of common prefixes such as un, re, and dis. L410, identifying the meaning of common Greek and Latin roots to determine the meaning of unfamiliar words. And L421, determine the meaning of unfamiliar words using knowledge of common Greek and Latin roots, suffixes, and prefixes. Students will also have computer access to materials regarding morphemes. There will be printouts and worksheets such as the morpheme matchups, the vocabulary tree, which students will use after they have completed and created words. Students will record words that they have created on the vocabulary tree according to categories, such as one vocabulary tree worksheet will have words that end in ly, another will have words that begin with re, and they will categorize their words as a class on these vocabulary tree printouts, almost as if creating a word wall in a classroom. One of the websites that will be used is the superteacherworksheets.com website, which has a vast array of resources. The instructional plan will be split up into 3 sessions. Initially, students will be presented with various morphemes. One example would be the word auto, where it will be written on the board. Students are asked to define it. After discussion, students will be asked to provide more words using the morpheme auto. And such activities will be repeated with other words such as sub, tele, scope, micro, and re, and so forth. In session 2, students will begin to work in pairs or small groups and create those index cards that were previously mentioned. There are various activities and games that students can play, such as a Go Fish type of game, where students will have various cards and they'll ask a partner for a certain word card to match what they have in their hand. They can create words, creating a sentence using those words and understanding their meanings. In session 3, students will continue with some of these activities, and they will also begin to record words on the vocabulary tree printouts. As a wrap-up activity, as mentioned previously, students will be given an index word card, and they must find a match with another student in the classroom. So this will hopefully enable students to have some discussion using these words, have some interaction with other students, and work collaboratively to create words. Students will be encouraged to create their own words and give their meanings. In terms of assessment, students can be assessed using the morpheme matchup observation sheet, which is part of the lesson, and it identifies various stages of the process and students who are able to do the tasks that have been described above.